Sometime this year, you will probably cry. Maybe at a funeral, maybe at a wedding, maybe at a film you swore wouldn't get to you. And when it happens, salty water will quietly leak from your eyes for no reason that helps you survive. You won't see better, you won't fight better. If anything, you'll see worse. So, why does it happen at all? Your eyes actually make 3 different kinds of tears. The first are basal tears. They keep your eyes from drying out, a constant, invisible film. The second are reflex tears. They flood in when something attacks them, onions, wind, a speck of dust. Both of those make perfect sense. Then there's the third kind, emotional tears, the ones that come from feelings. And here's something strange. Emotional tears are even chemically different. They carry more protein and more of certain hormones than the other two. Grief, joy, a song. And here's the strange part. As far as we can tell, no other animal on Earth does this. Dogs whimper, elephants grieve, but the human being appears to be the only creature that leaks water from its eyes because of an emotion. This bothered Charles Darwin. He looked at emotional tears and basically threw up his hands. He decided they were a kind of accident, a side effect with no real purpose. And here's the thing. You don't decide to cry. It isn't wired to the part of you that chooses. It's wired straight to the part that feels. You can't learn it, and you can't teach it, which means nobody invented it. We inherited it. Every human, everywhere, the same wiring, handed down. How far down? At least a couple 100,000 years, and probably a lot longer. We just can't tell how much, but evolution is usually ruthless about waste. Crying costs you something. It blurs your vision at the exact moment you might need it. It broadcasts your weakness to rivals. It tells the whole world, I am not okay right now. Signals that expensive usually get pruned away. Unless they're buying something in return. So the real question isn't, why do we cry? It's, what do tears buy? The best answer scientists have today is this. Tears are a signal, not for you, for everyone around you. A tear is a small, visible, almost impossible to fake flag that says, I need help. I'm not a threat. Come closer. And the evidence lines up. When researchers add tears to photographs of faces, people recognize the sadness faster, judge the person as warmer, and say they're more willing to help. The tears do the asking before a single word is spoken. One scientist, Hasson, added a sharp twist. He argued that blurring your own vision is a handicap, and that's the entire point. By weakening yourself in front of someone, you're proving you've lowered your guard. You're saying honestly, I won't attack you. It's hard to fake, which is exactly what makes it believable. And this fits us specifically. Humans are an extraordinarily social animal. We care for the sick, we protect the old, we help strangers we'll never see again. In a species like that, a reliable signal that means, I need you, is worth a great deal. Here's the part that makes no sense. Sometimes we cry when nothing is wrong. A wedding, a reunion, a song that hits just right. We cry because we're happy. The leading idea comes from psychologist Oriana Agron. She calls these dimorphous expressions, a fancy phrase for your face doing the opposite of what it should. When a feeling gets too big, even a good one, the body seems to reach for the brake. A few tears to bring you back down to earth. It's the same wiring that makes a puppy so unbearably cute, you kind of want to squish it. Then it gets stranger. Tears might not only be something you see, they might be something you smell, without ever knowing it. In 2011, researchers in Israel had men sniff women's emotional tears that had no detectable odor. The men's testosterone dropped, their arousal dipped. Something in the tears was talking to their bodies directly. Then, in 2023, the same lab found something sharper. Sniffing those tears cut men's aggression by roughly 40% in the lab game, and brain scans showed the aggression circuits quieting down. The same trick shows up in rodents, where tears literally block males from attacking. Now, be careful here, because this is new science. They've only tested women's tears, only on men, and the effect got weaker inside the brain scanner. It's a genuinely exciting lead, not a closed case, but it hints that a tear may be a chemical message as much as a visual one, a quiet word for not now. Stand down. There's one explanation you've almost certainly heard, that crying flushes out stress chemicals like wringing out a sponge, and that's why you feel better afterward. It's a lovely idea. It's also mostly folklore. That hypothesis comes from the 1980s, and the hard evidence behind it has never been strong. People often don't feel better right after crying, and when they do, it's better explained by the simpler story. Someone comforted them. The signal worked. The tears did their job, and help arrived. So if you take one thing from this, the next time someone tells you a good cry detoxes you, treat it as a nice metaphor, not a fact. Now, you might have spotted a problem with all of this. If tears are a signal for other people, why do we cry alone? In the shower, in the car, at 2 in the morning with nobody watching. And the truth is, this one isn't fully solved, but there are a few good ideas. The signal evolved for a world where you were almost never truly alone, so it doesn't politely switch off just because the room is empty. Crying alone may also be doing a second job, soothing you, a signal pointed inward at yourself. And a lot of crying alone isn't about being alone at all. We hold it together in front of everyone, and the tears just wait until it's finally safe to fall apart. So crying alone doesn't break the theory. If anything, it shows how deep the wiring goes. So here's where the science actually stands. Tears may be evolution's oldest white flag, a signal in saltwater that turns strangers into helpers and softens the people who might harm you. Not a flaw in the design, a bond leaking out of your face. And the most honest answer to why do we cry is that we're still piecing it together, which is exactly what makes it worth asking. So the next time your eyes blur at something small and silly, remember, that might be a few 100,000 years of being a creature that only survived by needing each other, quietly showing through.